Davinci Resolve has a bunch of built-in effects, but did you know that the Fusion page in Davinci Resolve has some secret hidden effects that you can drag and drop and modify, and will even teach you how to use Fusion better? Welcome back to Creator Reality, my friend. I'm John, and I've handpicked a half a dozen of those, and I'm going to show you how to use them as both drag and drop effects and make some modifications to really sell the effect. So let's jump into Davinci Resolve and I'll show you what we're working with. From the intro, we've got a lens flare effect, a posterize effect, some alien text like from the movie Aliens. You remember that, right? 1979, 83, all those classic sci-fi movies. If you're a sci-fi fan, drop me a comment below. But then we also have one from Wargames. Yeah, that was a good movie. Classic Matthew Broderick, right? And then we've also got one with fireworks, because it's the particle system, which I've already done a video over here, a couple of videos, but that one's pretty cool. Check that out after this. And then as a bonus, we've got this effect. Yeah, by the end of this video, you're going to want to do that. Anyway, let's get started with rebuilding these effects so I can show you every step of the process and you can follow along at home. Let's get started with the lens flares first. We're going to right click on our clip. You can use whatever picture you want or even a video clip if you like, but we're going to select New Fusion Clip. And with our clip selected, we'll click on the Fusion icon, which brings us into the Fusion page. We have Media In 1, which is our image, and Media Out 1, which will be outputted to the Edit page. Well, all these things are found in one spot in the Fusion page, and it's sort of hidden. Under Effects, we have Tools, Templates, and LUTs. We're going to focus on Templates today, and we're going to skip Edit because all the effects you're used to seeing in the Edit page are in there. We're going to click on Fusion, click that down arrow, and then we've got Tools, Particles, Lens Flares, Motion Graphic, Backgrounds, Looks, Shaders, Style Text, Generators, and How-Tos. You can learn how to do more Fusion using the built-in tools. How cool is that? The lens flare is obviously going to be in lens flares, and we've got a whole host of them. You can add all sorts of things, but the one I want to focus on for this tutorial is lens flare 13. So I'll click it, and look at that. It added it right in line because I had my Media In 1 selected. And by default, the lens flare is here. And if we drag it around, you can see how it changes things. But for this example, we're at the start of our clip. See, we're on frame 0 right there. We're just going to drag this on-screen pointer to the edge of our exhaust. Nice chrome, it's reflecting the light, right? And then we're going to click on our keyframe icon. We can drag our playhead. You can just click right here and drag all the way to the right. And then we can drag our directional icon here, our pointer, whatever you want to call it, the handles. We could drag it to the front corner of that exhaust, and that's going to look pretty good, except when I play it back, which is going to go nice and slow because it's cranking on my GPU. It's just a straight movement all the way across. Well, let's make that a little bit smoother using the spline editor. So I'm going to click on spline, and it brings up this window here. By default, nothing is selected, so I'm just going to click on HS13.3, which gives us the controls for our lens flare, and then I click this button, and it shows us all of them. So I can click in the blank space, Control A, to select all of our keyframes, and press the F key. F as in Frank. And that has smoothed out our acceleration, so when we go back to the edit page and Davinci Resolve starts building this out, it's going to do the render cache, because I have my render cache set on user mode. Check out my render cache video up here if you haven't seen it. You can modify your render cache settings and get them set up right for your system. Now that that's done, I can play through it, and you'll see that it's going to have this nice sweeping effect. But there's no movement. There's no movement at all of our image. So I'm going to go back to the start of my clip, and I'm going to come up here to Effects. Under our toolbox, we have Resolve Effects, Filters, and I'm going to click on the magnifying glass and type in Trans, and I get Transform. We can drag that right on. And now, notice I have the FX icon here. Yours probably looks like this. When you open up Resolve, that's what it's going to show. But what we want to do is hit the drop down and choose Open Effects Overlay. That's important because under Effects, if you don't see that, it's in the Inspector. We'll click on Inspector till we do see it. Under Effects, Open Effects, we have the Transform. We change our control mode from sliders to interactive canvas, and then I'm going to use my center mouse wheel to zoom out so that I can modify this. And at the start of the clip, we want it to be like this. We're just going to make it a little bit bigger on this end, right? There we go. And we'll make it slightly bigger over here. Just zoom in ever so slightly. Okay. And notice I'm going past the edge of my frame here. Now we're still at the start of our clip. We're going to click on Animation, click on the keyframe icon for Canvas Keyframes, and then I'm going to go to the end of my clip and left arrow once so I can see my clip on screen. And I'm going to bring in the corners so that they match sort of where we started from, but we're going to end with the opposite side a little bit bigger, like so. Now, when I turn off this overlay and I go back to the start of my clip and I play it back, look at that. How cool is that? We got a really slick image with the lens flares in a matter of seconds. That was super easy, right? Let's move on to the next one. For this one, we're going to do a posterize. So again, I'm going to right click on my clip, choose New Fusion Clip, click on my Fusion icon, and we're back into here. Our spline editor is still open, so we can close that. It remembers what you did last time and wants you to have a continuous experience. Are you having a continuous experience? Boop the like button. And for this one, we again want to go into Templates, Fusion, and then we want to go to Looks. And the only one in there is Posterize. Notice that Media in 1 is selected. I'll click on Posterize, and boom, there it is. Now, this may look a little bit ugly because it's really posterized. For this one, we want to make a little bit of a change. We're going to come up to Smoothness, and I want to type in 4.6 because that gives me a good poster look. Now, that looks all right, but it's a little too posterized. And if you saw the intro, the bike was normal. Everything around it was posterized. I used the Magic Mask because I have Davinci Resolve Studio, but if you have the free version of Davinci Resolve, you can use a curved polygon. So I'm going to drag one in, and to get this to work in here, we're going to click on Posterize 1, Shift Spacebar, type in Merge, and press Enter. So now we have a merge, and then we want to drag the output of Media in 1 to the green input of Merge 1, and then this is going to give us our merge, where we're going to merge the image over top of itself, but we're going to apply a mask this time. So I'm going to drag the mask onto the blue input of Merge 1, and then with Polygon 1 selected, I can do a really quick outline of the bike. If you want it cleaner, you can spend some time, but we're just doing a demo right now, so I'm going to make it nice and quick. And again, if you have Davinci Resolve Studio, you can use the Magic Mask to do this. And now I can give it a little bit of a soft edge, about like that. And then when we come back to the edit page, and when we go full screen, you can see that the bike is normal and sharp, but the background is all posterized. Pretty cool, huh? Now we're going to get into some really useful text effects. If you've got a computer screen that you're working with and you want to add some text, these next two, they're going to work great for that. And to get started, we can close our magnifying glass on the effects, but we want to go to the effects. So Toolbox Effects and Fusion Composition. Drag it in, and I'm going to click on my clip and press Control D and type in 6:00 to make a 6-second clip. And then I'm going to duplicate that because I need at least 2 more. Better make it 3. Now, with Fusion Composition selected, we can click on our Fusion icon, and we come in here, and all we have is a Media Out 1, because we're building our effect from scratch. Again, we're going to be in Templates, but this time we're going to go down to Fusion, and then we're going to go to Styled Text. And you'll see Alien right here. We'll just drag it in, and you see a whole bunch of stuff. Well, I can click on Media Out and drag it out of the way, but we have a text and a TV effect and a soft glow effect, and then it merges over the background. And if you click on any one of these nodes, you can press your 1 key, and it'll show up in the left viewer. If you only see one viewer, there's a button right here that switches between single and dual viewers. I recommend having the dual viewer open so you have 2 windows. We can leave Media Out 1 on the right-hand side and whatever node we're clicking on the left-hand side. So notice the second dot is selected on Media Out 1. Well, Background 6 has the left dot, so that's in the left viewer. If we instead click on Merge 12 and press the 1 key, now when we drag our playhead, you'll see that the text changes. Isn't that cool? And then if we drag our output from Merge 12 to the yellow input of Media Out 1, it shows up in the right-hand viewer. And that's what's going to be output to the edit page. If we come back to our text control, we can change this text to, "Isn't this video great?" And then, as I scroll through, it's drawing the text on screen. It's writing it there. When we come back to the edit page, Davinci Resolve will render this out for us, and then when it's done, we can play it. Isn't this video great? And it does this real neat blinking effect after it's drawn the text on screen. Very cool. Let's keep moving with the Wargames text, which is really cool. So I'm going to click on my next Fusion composition, click my Fusion icon, again, Media Out 1. We're going to go to Templates, Fusion, Styled Text, and then we're going to scroll down to Wargames. Drag it on, and this one's a little bit different because now we have a fast noise and the merge and the soft glow and an erode dilate. Still a TV effect though, and our text. And it says, shall we play a game? The cool thing here is if I connect this output from merge 1.6 to the yellow input of media out 1, you notice we have a cursor here, a blinking cursor. Well, that's created using, with text 1.1 selected, the modifiers. We've got a follower, so that's pretty cool. We could learn how to use followers if you dig into this one. But under tools, we have our text and we have our color and we have shading. And the number 3 shade, instead of being a black shadow that's normal, they're using a different appearance to create that cursor block, which I think is pretty cool. And then I do believe the follower is showing that cursor block and moving it along. So neat stuff. You can just drag and drop this and use it as is, or go in and tinker to your heart's content. But when we go back to the edit page, yeah, look at that. Shall we play a game? That is super cool. So we've got a low-res computer screen, a little bit of a blue text going on. We've got the cursor that is followed by the text. Really neat. I love this one. Next up is a particle simulation that creates fireworks, which is really fascinating. So I'm going to click on the next Fusion composition, click my Fusion icon, again, Media Out. We're going to go to Templates, Fusion, and then we can go to Particles. And you've got blowing leaves, so I'm going to drag that one in. Just give me a second here. Look at all this. And now if you use the control mouse wheel method, you can zoom in and out here real easy. But look at this. This is all particle stuff. And if I press the 1 key on my render and then drag over, you can see that it's generating leaves that fly. That's pretty cool. Control Z to get rid of that. We'll zoom back in a little bit. And what we really wanted to take a look at was the fireworks, because this one's neat. It's got a cannon, and if you hover over a node here, it'll tell you what it is. This one's a P emitter. So it's a particle emitter, and then cannon friction 1 is going to be a P friction. So it all controls how the particles in these fireworks are manipulated and spread across the screen. This one's fun. After render 3D 1, we'll take the output and drag it to media out 1, and you can see that we're on, what, frame 85, and the fireworks are right there. There's a bit of a delay at the start. It's a couple of seconds in my case, and then we've got some fireworks that explode. So that was a pretty cool effect, and this one will render in pretty much real time on my computer. That's awesome. But you can learn the particle system through there if, you know, you want to do something like that that isn't a logo blow away effect or a text blow away effect like I created. I really enjoyed that. Those were a lot of fun. But there's one more, and I want to show you some extra manipulation that we can do with it. So to build this one out, I'm going to go to my media pool, and I've got a subscribe animation I downloaded off the internet. I'm going to alt select the audio, press the D key to disable it so it doesn't interrupt my fancy voice with my microphone. I've got a fancy microphone, see that? Got a review above for that. Love this microphone, under $100. Anyway, I digress. This is all green, so we need to fix that. We're going to go up to effects real quick, and we're going to type in the magnifying glass 3D. And it's not there, it's over in filters. There it is, 3D keyer. Drag it on, go to effects. We're in open effects. I'll turn the overlay on, and then this eyedropper selected by default, I'm just going to drag across here, turn black. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The only other change we need to make is despill. So I'll drag that up to 1. And if I click in the middle of my clip, you can see there's my subscribe animation. But we want this to merge into the color of that green radar screen like you saw in the intro. So we're going to go to our color page. And this one's fun. All we have to do is in the gain of our color wheels, we want to drag the green up a little bit. So I'm going to drag it up to about 0.12. And then we want to drag the blue up to about 0.121. There it is. So now it's got a little bit of a greenish blue hue to it. Not a lot of color on this one, but I think it looks better, especially when we apply the overlay, which is going to be that radar. what we need to do is get another fusion composition. So I'll get rid of my magnifying glass, go to Effects, Fusion Composition, drag it to length, and then with it selected, I'm going to right-click this time and say Open in Fusion Page. Now, here we are in our effects again. We're going to go to Templates, Fusion, and then Motion Graphics, Radar 2. Drag it in, and oh my goodness. See this little handy map over here? There's a lot of nodes. Control mouse wheel to zoom out. That's a lot of nodes. But here's a cool tip. So this background right here, I did this earlier. This background right here is the one we need to modify. So what I want to do is leave myself a note in case I use this fusion composition in the future. So I'm going to click in blank space, shift space bar, and type in note. And we have sticky note. Click add. And in here, I can click on it, double click on it rather. It opens up and I can say modify alpha to taste. My taste is subjective. Click out of it, we're good. We can drag the corners of this sticky note around and make it fit better, but I want to click on background 2.3 and I want to drag the alpha down to about 0.699 or so. There we go, that's good. Now if I drag my playhead through here, nothing's happening, right? Because we need to connect the brightness contrast of our radar to media out 1. Now it shows up over here. That's pretty cool. Now, if I go back and I still have background 2.3 selected and I change my alpha, watch what happens in that right-hand viewer. It gets a lot more opaque. So we're changing the alpha. I'll Control Z to undo that. And then we're good. When we come back to the edit page, we've now let Davinci Resolve do the render cache. We play that through and we've got our subscribe animation behind the radar screen as those enemy ships converge on the location of the subscribe button. Pretty cool, huh? So there you have it. 6 secret hidden fusion effects in Davinci Resolve's fusion page. It sounds silly when I say it out loud. Anyway, did you learn anything? Are you excited about some of this stuff in Davinci Resolve's fusion page? Can you use any of these effects in your own videos? I'll bet you can. If you think about it, I'll bet you can apply at least one of these in your next video. I do hope you had some fun with me today, and I do hope to see you again in the next video. Until then, don't forget to do all the YouTuber stuff. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, go check out this video where you're sure to learn more about Davinci Resolve. John out.